I am the MC today, guys. Welcome. I am hoping that our guest is able to make it. I don't see him yet on. I know that we have probably a less attendance today because we have so many people getting ready for the storm. Our friends in Florida, as you guys know, we're a heavy Florida crew here, as well as other states, but definitely sending our prayers and heart to our friends who were impacted by the previous hurricane and also who are getting ready today as a big storm is set to hit Florida. So but this recording will be available for people to watch again and obviously come back so long as they log into our Global Alliance platform, or they go to YouTube and they can find it here. But we will make sure that everyone gets a copy of it. And I don't see Sean. Does anybody else see Sean? Hey, Vince, how you doing?
I'm here,
We
V. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Uh,
Over here, just in your city, actually. I'm
are you really?
sitting in New York as I'm overlooking the skyline. Yeah.
What? All right. How long you
Yeah.
staying for?
I leave tonight. I leave tonight.
Uh,
Yeah, it was
I
literally in and
I don't see Sean here. I hope everybody's safe from the storm, and this is, I believe, our first business planning session. So I'm excited to get on this. I'm excited to listen to this. And Sean does an amazing job. I think I was part of his session last year as well.
Yeah, no, I think he's one of the best. Obviously, he is a renowned coach and one of the probably OGs of the business when it comes to um, just maps and coaching. And for those of you who come from the KW space, you might recognize the last name Kokoski. Him and his mother obviously led a lot of the initiatives behind the maps coaching. And I don't see him either. And I know he was confirmed. Franny, are you there? Can we get a little bit of an update on if there's been any communication? And if not, we just pivot because that's what we do. Oh, I don't know if Franny can hear me. Franny is our Global
Hi,
Alliance.
Veronica. Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Good noon. I'm trying to contact Sean, but I have not received any response from him. But they did commit for today, and
Okay.
maybe let's give it like a few more minutes, and then I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you so much.
You're the best. No worries. We can always leverage this opportunity as a live mastermind and we will pivot because that's what we do. And I hope everything's okay with Sean. We will definitely assume nothing bad has happened. It could be a mix up, but we will definitely make sure that those of you who are here, that we get some good I would say conversations going, a topic and what's relevant to everyone today. So we'll just go ahead and pivot in the meantime, give Sean a couple minutes, and then you guys, if you can have your camera on, if you want to engage and you want to have a conversation, what I'm gonna do, if you guys are cool with it, Friday was 45 days into the post-NAR settlement. Our CEO and head of industry, as well as our SVP of operations. For those of us, obviously, we're very EXP heavy here. We're that are on this call. If you're a guest, great. We're the type of people that we say take it, even if you're not with us. Rip off and duplicate. Take what you want. But I think it's a really great way to at least get a conversation going on something that's relevant to all of us. And I think you guys can share what you're experiencing. So I'm gonna automatically bring Vince up. Vince, they talked about it's 45 days in, right? It's 45 days in, and we're hearing a lot of different conversations. And one of
Yeah.
them I'll start off with ring, 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 Vince. Ring, ring. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Vince. My name is Veronica Figueroa. I want to show your property at 123 New York Street, and I just want to know what is your seller going to pay me in my commission?
So the seller is very willing to listen to all offers of compensation. So just include that with your offer. We're happy to work with you.
Yeah, no, 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 Vince, you don't understand. My buyers do not want me to show a property unless I know specifically what I am going to get paid because they want to make sure I get paid. And I don't know why you agents are doing this. So can you just tell me what I'm going to get paid?
Right. So the owner did not fix a compensation for this particular property. However, they're very happy to listen to any offers of compensation. So I don't assume that the owner will not be willing to pay your compensation, you know. So just include that in your offer and we're happy to present it.
So are you saying you didn't pre-negotiate the buyer agency commission?
No, so we don't predetermine that on any of our listings or on this one in particular.
Hmm. Well, you know what? I'm just going to show homes that the agent is willing to be cooperative and on the other side tell me because I don't want to waste my time, Vince. So I really appreciate it, but I just think it's really stupid what's going on. And yeah, I think you guys are just being difficult.
Oh, that's unfortunate, Veronica. I hope I could change your mind. We do have an open house coming up this weekend. So if you change your mind, do swing by.
Fine.
I
If my
haven't run
buyer's
into
willing to
too many
see.
of those situations.
Well, we've ran
Do you
into a
guys?
couple of these, right?
Hmm.
So here's what I wanted to ask you guys. What are you guys seeing? And I'm going to start off with, and Evelyn, we will get to business planning in a second. If we want to go that direction, but I do want to touch base on that. Vince, by the way, you're so smooth, always so good. Thank you. He had no idea I was going to do that, by the way. Can we give him a little bit of a little bit of a love in the chat, right? A little bit of love in the
A
chat.
little
How
grace,
smooth.
please.
He's so good. I'm like, I just want to work with Vince because he's just good. And then on the other side, here I am being this annoying little, annoying agent, which how many of you guys have experienced annoying agents in the past? I don't mean to say, I think they're just full of fear, right? Some people are just full of fear or unknowns. What I have found during this time is we need to be good advocates for each other. We need to advocate for each other. And why I say that is because hearing Vince's tonality and how professional he was and not becoming combative and simply just giving me the peace of mind like, hey, listen, write your offer, know your worth. We got you. We're going to present it, present everything, price, concessions, commission, because you are so worth it. We value you. Don't cut yourself short. And for those who are giving resistance, this is the time now that we show up as leaders for them and we invite them to have the confidence to know their worth, right? And say, Evelyn, listen, I would love to work with you. And here's the deal. As we know, we're all adjusting to all of this, but listen, we are a pro agency. We know that you're a rock star. It would be a disservice of me to tell you what you're worth. I want you to get what you are worth, and I'm going to present it. Now, of course, sellers are, we're pro advocacy, pro agent advocacy. We are advocates of you, and we are advocates of buyer representation. So simply just write it up. Don't cut yourself out of an opportunity because you are having limited beliefs. Like, I got you, girl. Like, submit that offer. Let's work together. And I think on the other side, as a buyer agent, I think what's really important for you to be like, Vince, hey man, I'm going to get us to the finish line. I work with the best lenders. I have worked with this buyer. I have vetted them and they are serious. They are hungry. They want to make this home their home. And I am going to make sure that you and me look really, really good. Like your seller's going to be happy. And if I gave Vince that kind of confidence, is Vince going to try to beat me up when he goes to present offers and be like, you shouldn't work with Veronica because she's asking for the most? He's probably going to be like, the best ask for the best, or the best will want the best because they're going to get us to the finish line. So leverage that relationship with the listing agent. I have this really big, I don't know about you, but I have a really big heart for the agents on the other side, that we should act as team members and peers of the industry while still representing our clients. Um, you know, while still representing our clients and making sure we're honoring our fiduciary relationship to set you up as a partner in the business, regardless, because we want the same, right? We want to get to the finish line. So when I hear an agent that might be giving pushback, all I simply hear is they're just misinformed. They're operating from a place of uncertainty and fear. And I could use this as an opportunity to help educate them. I could use it as an opportunity to make them realize, hey, we're in this together. I got you. I got you. So simply write it up. If you have your agreement, right? You should have already your agreement. I'm not your broker and I'm not the broker, buyer agency, police, but you should have your agreement already in place. Write up your offer. Come in strong. Get your offer in, get your compensation in there, and any other concessions that might need to be made. And let's get it to the table. Let's present it. You're worth it. I hope I can give agents on the other side the confidence to show up with more certainty, more grace, more confidence versus becoming my adversary at the very beginning, because I probably won't want to work with you if you're going to be confrontational from the very beginning. So the 45 days into it, what we're realizing is that there's still a lot of misinformation out there. People are saying that it's an actual law. It technically is a, obviously still a ruling, and there are still some things that are being worked out, but NAR has chosen this right path, and we're seeing the MLSs all, cooperate, but it's a dance, right? We're all learning, and Vince, you're just so amazing in how you explained it. So I would love to use this as an opportunity while we wait on Sean and pivot. Anybody have run into anything that would benefit the entire group here? I would love for you to come up. We'll open the mic and you share what you're experiencing, or a win, or something you've overcome during this change. So this way your peers who are here can learn from you. Anyone?
I can come on.
Okay. Was that Evelyn?
Hi, yes, Evelyn here in Los Angeles. So I think the call that you two just had is very relevant. That's what I've been experiencing here, because I think most of us with eXp Realty has had, like, we've got tons of training and coaching and calls, like Big Agent. Last Friday was a good example with, 3 leaders of the company. So, like, personally, I feel very confident, like listing and negotiating and being on that part, but I also feel very much, Veronica, the role you were playing on the other side, where, like, okay, we have to meet the other agent when they are, because maybe some of them have different backgrounds, smaller brokerage, maybe they don't have like the knowledge, or they're not at this point yet, and having some compassion and feeling like making them feel good about bringing their clients, making an offer. So I ran into quite a bit of that. So that feels very realistic.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And I think if we take the position of we want to be the advocates of other agents, even if they're not at our brokerage. And, I've shared our training links to independent brokers, guys. I have shared our training links to top agents. And the only response I get back is thank you. Thank you so much. Like, this is good. This is helping me have a better understanding. I'm going to use this as our training. And you're having more people actually. Again, I've had more independent broker owners reach out to me saying, hey, how are you guys handling this? You guys seem to be really ahead of the curve when it comes to being in the know, you know, uh, just how you're educating everyone, the forms, and really coming across very confident. EXP has seemed to just dominated in that position. And it's not coming from a place of, oh, we're better. It's more like, hey, listen, we're here to help regardless, because we're waving the same flag right now. And it means the industry flag. So I love that you're taking that approach as well, Evelyn, and that you found that role play was relevant.
Yeah, I think the part that still remains, like, I need to work on or understand better, and I'm curious to know what you think, Veronica, is because in a way on the listing side, we're negotiating for our clients for sure and get them the highest net. So there's prizes, compensation, there's a whole bunch of things and terms. So it's might feel sometimes we are negotiating, everything, including the buyer's agent commission in the whole, like, spectrum of things. So that's kind of a question mark. I still have to work on that and understand it better. So I've taken it case by case so far, because, Kendall, our friend, was like recommending that, but I think that part can feel insecure for the buyer's agent. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a common question, right? What happens if the seller's not going to pay the difference, right? And what happens if, it's uncertain once we are negotiating and the first thing they want to reject or counter is the buyer agency commission. I think again, your confidence, how you come across with the listing agent, how you present your offer, making sure that everything is super clean, is going to make you stand out. And I've always taken the position of like, at least my position, we never lose a home over compensation. We're only going to be compensated the value that we put out there. And if the buyer is willing to cover it, that means the buyer sees the value in us, right? They're willing to do it, right? And you have that honest conversation. We've actually had buyers cover our agent commission already, the difference that the seller wasn't willing to pay or couldn't, or because sometimes it's not that the seller's not willing to pay, sometimes the seller might be short. Sometimes it might be a tight situation, divorce. Let's say someone lost their job. Let's say there's not enough equity, a lot of different variables, right? So sometimes we think it's the seller's being unreasonable. What if the seller really doesn't have it, right? But the buyer also needed concessions. So in that particular case, right, we'll see, is the agent willing to take the hit? Is the buyer willing to pay it? It's all about communication, I think, at that point. And each file is going to be different. Each scenario is going to be different.
Thank you.
Emmy, you're good at
Veronica.
that.
Hey,
Anybody else?
And I jumped in a little bit
Andre.
late here, but I kind of get an understanding. Hello, everybody. Kind of get an understanding of what you guys are talking about. And as far as the compensation piece is concerned, I think as agents, we just got to get better at just the overall negotiations and negotiations when it comes to the deal itself, because a lot of times you can incorporate your compensation within the deal and have all parties be okay with it. Sometimes, many buyers rather paying a little bit more for a property versus having to come up with more cash to close. So let's say you submit an offer at $790,000, right? And you're asking for 3% back. And the seller counters you at 790, but they only want to pay you 2%. You're missing 1% there. That's equivalent to about $8,000. How about increasing the offer amount to 798, and you make up the difference and they pay you that 3%. The seller gets the same net. The buyer pays a little bit more. That extra $8,000 really affects their payment, what, $40, $50, and everybody's happy. So,
Yeah.
we just got to get better at like looking at these deals and understanding our value and standing up for our commission. And at the end of the day, it'll work itself out. But we just got to get stronger at, making these deals happen and putting them together in a way that benefits everybody. That was
I
my
love
little
that.
2 cents, guys.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, so unfortunately, we are having an issue locating Sean. Again, I hope that everything is okay with him and that nothing serious has happened. It could be just a little mix up. We apologize about that. But if you guys are cool with this, we can keep this mastermind format going and really talk about what is important right now in your guys' world, what you want to dive into. And we'll just let it flow organically if you guys want. And Evelyn, you started off with a question as far as business planning. What is everyone doing for business planning? I think that was what do we do for our business planning? On the FIG team, I'll start off with that. Okay, so we are a place team, as you may recall. For those of you who may or may not know about Place is a team network. I'm sorry, platform. I believe, Vince, you're obviously one of our Place partners. I don't know if there's anyone else on here that's a Place partner, but they give us an abundance of tools and resources in addition to what we get from our brokerage level, of course. This is very team specific on, again, how many deals our agents want to close, what's the anticipated GCI that they want to reach in 2025, do their activities match what, of course, what their desired goals are personally, professionally, to build wealth, to acquire properties, to, you know, obviously have the time and the freedom that they want. But something that I've done for years, and this is part of my coaching with John Cheplack, is we do a training called Go to the Board every year. And we basically talk about, like, what are we going to declare, right? What are the things that we want to declare in 2025 that are really going to move the needle in our business, but not only in our business, in our personal life. So for me, it's a very important exercise. If you're very logical and analytical, this might drive you crazy because you're like, well, no, I need just like the formula to success, right? I need the black and white roadmap. I'm probably not the best person to guide you through that, because to me, I think your dreams have to be basically your success in your business have to be tied to some sort of true dream or something that moves you, because when motivation dies, when you're no longer motivated, you got to hold on to that thing that you said you were going to do this for, regardless if you want to do it or not. So a lot of times when we go to the board, and we do this with 60 people at the same time, and it's a long exercise, it's drawn out, but go to the board basically says, okay, Andre, like, did you have, tell us a little bit about 2024. How'd your year end up in 2024? Or how are
So,
you going to finish the year in 2024? What's that going to look like?
so personally, I think I'm finishing the year strong. I got a whole bunch of pending contracts in place, and the sellers just keep on knocking at our door. So I'm
Awesome.
feeling confident about 2024,
Awesome. So is
the end of
2024
it.
pretty much landing where you had set your eyes on in 2023? Would you say 2024, best year ever, feeling super successful, and I reached all my goals in 2024?
Majority of those goals, yes. Yes,
Okay,
majority
cool.
of the goals that we set out, we're on target to hit those goals.
Awesome. So you're feeling good about it personally and professionally. So now what's going to change? Do you want to do the same numbers in 2024? Do you want to make 2025 a more, and again, this would be what a win would be to you. What would 2025 look like?
So we want to build on the momentum that we've already created in 2025. So we're going to push for higher amounts of phone calls, higher contacts. We're going to do more of what we did this year, but just be more purposeful about how we do it, and more engaged with it. So we just want to refine our processes a little bit more, and we believe that that'll give us the continued success that we've had in 2024.
And I'm just going to pick on Andre because he's a team leader and I speak team leader language. So I'm going to talk to him the way I would talk to a team leader, not an agent, but you can apply this to your agent or you can apply this to yourself. So, Andre, what do those numbers look like? Like, you're super proud of, what are you guys going to finish the year out at?
As far as sales volume is concerned,
Yeah.
right around, we're looking to finish out around 20 million.
20 million. Okay. How many transactions is that?
That's about 60
transactions. Okay.
Correct.
All right. And how many agents are on the team?
Uh, full-time agents on the sales team, we're looking at 3 plus myself. I'm still
3
in
plus yourself.
production.
And you're still in production, correct?
Correct.
Does production bring you joy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I have a question in regards to how much more production that team of 4 you think you can extract out of in 2025, and what's going to be the lever that's going to make them, increase their production or double their production?
How much more production do I think I can squeeze out of them? That's a good question, because a lot of their production comes from the marketing that I do myself, in addition to their ability to follow up with the leads as they come in and their ability to nurture these leads and incubate these leads. So the additional production, I think, will come from us kind of increasing our lead spend, if that makes any sense. So we're, jumping up a tier. So if we're getting, 100 new leads a month, increasing that to maybe 150, 200 new leads a month. And I also do a lot of radio marketing in our local market. So I'm on several Caribbean radio programs, just doing weekly interviews with different I guess radio personalities, and maybe increasing that a little bit. So um my thought process is, if I increase my marketing budget to generate more leads, we'll have more people to talk to, more nurtures, and in turn close more deals, because that's pretty much what we did this year.
Okay. So I'm going to go a little deeper with you and ask you, are you saying that if you believe you give your agents more leads, they'll be more productive?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a leads problem. I have too many leads and not enough agents converting those leads. And I'm just speaking
Yeah.
from a place of my own personal experience. But what I
Yeah.
have found is that when my agents know what they're really going after, that's when they get more inspired to take more action. But what I have found is we just create an environment of production, an environment
Hmm.
of production. So, meaning the standards that we have of how many calls, holding the agents accountable. And the other thing, Andre, is when I give them an opportunity to have more leads, if for some reason those leads are neglected, we're taking them away from them. We have
Hmm.
to take them and bring them back into the house. But what has really increased our team's production is the level of quality of talent that we've added to the bench, that when someone gets complacent, there's always someone more hungry coming right behind them that instantly inspires everyone to get better. So can I
Hmm.
ask you, as a team leader, what's your recruiting strategy?
So that's a very good question. And I always struggle with recruiting. And I've realized that I kind of put recruiting on the back burner and just really focused on the core people that were actually showing up and doing the things that I'm asking them to do. And I find that focusing on the winners instead of trying to bring in other people is actually a strategy that's working for me, because I'm taking care of the people that I have and making sure that they're in a position to actually close deals and pay their bills.
I love that.
So,
And Vince, you could probably attest, right? Ben says right? You should close 2 deals a month. Team leaders, hear me out. 2 deals a month, right? Recruit 2 agents a month and spend 20 minutes with your top 20% minimum a week. Okay. So to your point, Andre, you close your 2 deals because you got to keep the lights on for you, right?
mhm.
So all my team leaders, hear this out. 2 deals a month, right? Or however many you say it is but I'm just going to say 2 deals a month. You recruit 2 agents to your production team, right? So this way it's does 2 agents a month sound overwhelming to you, Andre?
No,
Okay.
no.
So 2 deals a month, 2 agents a month onboarded, and adding to the brilliance and amazingness of your team. And then you spend 20 minutes at minimum a week coaching your top 20%. If you had that formula, do you think you can have an even better year in 2025?
Absolutely.
Because those 2 agents a month equals 24 agents total in 2024. Of that, let's automatically say there's going to be 50% attrition. Team leaders, get over it. There'll be attrition. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. It's called real estate. So of the 24 that you're going to bring in, Veronica, I can't handle 24. Oh my God, 24 sounds overwhelming, right? But of those 24, only 12 are going to last. And of those 12 that are possibly going to last, 6 will be really good. Of those 6 that stay with you for a full year, How many deals do you think you can help an agent close in 1 year if they followed your model, your leadership, and did the work? How many?
A minimum of one a month, a minimum.
Okay. So 12 deals a year with those 6 new agents. Of the 24, I'm saying you're only going to keep 6. How many extra deals is that going to put in your team's
That's what, 72 deals?
72 more deals?
Yeah.
You just got to 150 deals for 2025. Congratulations. Your business just grew. What can those extra 72 deals do for your marketing campaign, for your business growth? Because I know you're a leader that's going to invest it. You're not just going to go sell into the sunset. You're going to reinvest it into your agents, into your business, into making sure that they get more, whether it's admin support, VA support, videography support, content support, to continue to position you guys as leaders. Would those 72 extra deals impact their life and impact the team?
Absolutely.
I think 2025 is going to be a really great year for you if you apply a type of formula like that. But the biggest challenge that I see people do is they just say numbers. Andre, what could we attach to it? Like, what would it do personally for you as a team leader? I know what it would do for me, but personally, you have to attach something personally. Like, it can't just be for numbers. Like, what would it do for you? What would it do for your agents? And you can't speak for your agents, so let's just say you.
So, I mean, for me, like I'm a investing junkie. So I would definitely be able to invest more money into, things like our own company stock, maybe an investment property
There you
or
go.
two, you know. I've been holding out on buying a new car for a very, very, very long time. So
Okay.
2025 is the year that I made it go crazy.
Okay, what kind of car?
As-
What kind of car?
I've been looking at Yukon Denali's. I've been looking at Tahoes. I've looked at the Sequoia, maybe a Range Rover, a G-Wagon. I don't know. I, I'm
Which is
I'm
the one
I'm
that you really, really, that you're like, this is the one I
you,
really.
you know everything I'm looking at is 100,000. I mean, I like the G-Wagon. I like Range Rovers, but I'm also, I'm in a position. My mindset is like, do I really want to spend this money? But again, I've been waiting for a long time. So if I hit those numbers, then or position myself to make that happen, then maybe I might consider it. If not, I might just get a Tahoe or a Yukon Denali and call it a day.
Okay, but this year you're getting a new car. This is
This
the
year I'm
year.
good. Yep, I've been
So what?
holding out for about 5 years now. I've been holding out, prioritizing. So
So
yeah,
let me take you back real quick. Earlier, you said you've been putting recruiting on the back burner. What if I told you by you putting recruiting on the back burner, you're telling your agents it's okay for them putting prospecting on the back burner? Because as a team leader, recruiting is your listing appointments. We
yeah,
spend all this money to get one commission on one deal, where if you developed an agent, you poured into them, and because you have the leadership skills and you are a true proven success story, and you can help one person close 12 deals a year extra, right? Because some of your people are already tapped out. What if I told you, just by you bringing that to the priority lane of 2025, it would not only bring you the joy of getting that car, but you'd be showing your team the power of prospecting, because as a team leader, your prospecting just looks different.
yeah,
Your listing appointments or recruiting appointments. That's your prospecting. And you're showing your team what's possible, and that anything can, anything you put your mind to, you can accomplish. But if you put the one thing that could grow your business on the back burner, what are you showing your team? So if we just
yeah,
reverse it and make it a priority, because you're elevating the quality of the team, your team is going to grow. The collective genius of the team is going to grow. And you're going to reach some goals that you're going to show them what's possible just by putting in the time to do the things that move the needle. So that's how we business plan, Evelyn, is really getting to the root of what it is that the person is willing to admit that they're not doing. You know what? I don't put recruiting at the top of my priority list. Why not? Oh, I don't put prospecting at the top of my list because it's really not a priority. I'm just working my sphere and my referrals. When someone tells me that, it just means that they're not prospecting. As opposed to, or they're just not confident in that area, which he admitted. He says, right, he hasn't always been confident in his recruiting. And guys, this is more of a team leader conversation, right, versus an agent to agent, but I would have the same conversation with an agent. What is it going to cost you if you don't prospect? What is it going to cost you if you do not dedicate at least 2 hours a day to prospecting for your business? And I just want you to think about this. Do you really need to wait until January 1st to start this, or can you start today? Can today be your January 1st? And as you think about this, if you start in January, you're really starting your year in March because it takes about 90 days to ramp up. So why don't we start now? And the other thing is I want you guys to think about is I want you to think about someone that is really important to you. And those of you who are here, role play with me, or at least in the chat, who is really, really, really important to you? Like someone that you absolutely adore and you don't want to let down. This is the interactive part. This is where you put it in the chat. Who's important to you? Think about it. Who's that person that when you think about why you do this, who do you do it for? Because honestly, guys, we're talking about weekends, evenings, late night calls, the phone ringing, the nonstop text messages, people invading your personal life, your privacy, your alone time, right? Because deals, when they're happening, this is an emotional transaction. You are signing up to take time away from your family, right? So we have 2 people participating. This is where I need participation, guys. Who are you doing this for? Your son and your daughter, your kids, right? That's what I want to hear. Now, if you don't reach your goals, or when you do go out and say that you're working and say that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as a real estate professional, do you have the like, I would say, the courage to come home to your family and say, guys, I absolutely wasted my time today. I did absolutely nothing. I said I was going to go play realtor, and I did absolutely nothing today. I absolutely am so sorry that you're not going to have a good Christmas because I just didn't feel like prospecting. Nobody like goes home and tells their family that, right? Nobody wants to do that. Hey, our mortgage isn't going to get paid today because I decided I didn't want to prospect, right? Like if we started having those conversations, we'd probably be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that to my family. I don't want to say that to my family, right? I want them to know that every minute I step out that door, I'm thinking about them, and that I'm going to be as efficient as possible, and I'm going to be as regimented as possible, and I'm going to be as boring as possible, and I'm going to do the hard work, and I'm going to do the things that sometimes I don't want to do because I know I have to do it, but it's the lifeline of my business, which is prospecting, meeting new people, being okay with knowing that people are going to reject me, knowing that it's going to build me as a better professional, and I'm going to, continue to develop the skill set that I need to, but I'm going to do the things that I know I have to do regardless if I want to do it or not, including recruiting, Andre. Including recruiting, because it's part of our business, just like prospecting is part of your business. We have to do these things for our family or for ourselves or for whatever that lifelong dream is, the investments, the dream vacation, that girl that you want to propose to, that car that you want to get your kids, that house you want to buy your mom because they were you're so inspired by your parents for what they did for you. Sending your kids off to college has got to be tied to something. Because if it's not tied to anything, so this is the foundation, I guess, of business planning. You're going to get a lot of tactical stuff of you starting your YouTube channel, what your marketing campaign is, finally getting on video, becoming the neighborhood expert in your market that you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to be that person that talks about every community event or knows all the, restaurants that are coming to town or what it's like to live in this neighborhood and be the neighborhood mayor, right? 2025 is the year that I'm finally going to break out of my shell and do the things that I know I have to do because there is someone depending on me. So for me, any business planning that we start always has to start with the foundation of who we're doing it for, who we're becoming, finally admitting that we're going to do things that we don't want to do, but the things we have to do in order for us to become great at this business. This is what separates the 1%ers and the rest of the 89% of people out there who want to play realtor, but they don't want to do what realtors need to do to become legends in this business. And I want you guys to decide if 2025 is the year that you're going to break out of your shell and do the things that you have to do. We sign up for things that are hard. Ask Vincent Koo, right? We get to do hard, but we get compensated really, really well when we do hard stuff consistently over and over and over again, and it just becomes easier. So starting that YouTube channel and you think you look like a retard. I'm sorry, I didn't say that word. You just feel like you don't feel good about yourself, right? You're like, I feel stupid. I don't feel like confident. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it because it's going to be the difference between you becoming better. Starting your content that you don't do. How many of you guys are going to commit to more content in 2025? That's probably on all of your guys' radar, right? I'm going to finally do this, right? Do you have it in your calendar? Do you have set days in your calendar? You say, without waiver, I'm going to do my podcast, or I'm going to go out and visit 5 communities a week. And I'm going to be the person that knows every single community that's developed in my area, that's got, the best programs, whatever it is that you're finally committing to, that you're not just going to start it and stop because life gets in the way. I need you guys to really, really commit that 2025 is going to be separation season. And separation season is going to be because you're anchoring it to something that's so important that the days you want to quit, you're like, I can't. I made a public declaration. So when we do our business planning, Evelyn, we do a public declaration. And that public declaration is like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because it's for my family. What's it going to do for my life? What's it going to do for my personal goals? And again, we go into personal as well. I'll give you guys an example. Maybe it's you're going to lose weight. Maybe it's you're also going to, finally stop drinking, or you're going to eat cleaner. You're going to start going to church. You're going to, go on that vacation and finally take some time off, but right, you got to work really, really hard and then you're going to book it. So whatever it is, tie something personal to it, publicly declare it. Who is going to hold you accountable so that when they're walking by you or they see you or they call you, they were like, Vince, how's it going? How's it going with that 6-pack, boo? I see you. It's tied to something that someone could hold you accountable to. I'll give you my example. I'll publicly declare here with you guys, and I'll get a little bit vulnerable, is I'm getting ready to go on a trip with my husband. This year we were really, 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 really in the pressure cooker. And I'm going to wrap up with this story. This year was probably one of my hardest years ever. My mother got diagnosed with cancer, started off in January. I had no idea that my world was going to be turned upside down. We did what we do. I'm Veronica Figueroa. I'm a control freak. I think I got this. I'm like, oh, I got this. We got this. Doctors this. And everything just started, in front of me. The reality of life that I do not control I don't control any outcome, right? I had to humble myself. I had to be super patient. And my team, thank God, they were great. They do what they do, and they've always had our back. But the part that got really challenging was the amount of unknown that I was going to face that I never knew was going to happen in my family. Reverse parenting is hard. So my goal is, number one, to spend as much time as possible with my mom while I have her here. So everything I do in moving forward is the years that God gives me time with her, I'm going to be as present as possible with her. So if you hear that and you are my peer or my friend or my partner, and you know what my goals are, you're probably going to support the times that I'm going really, really hard in business, because when I'm off, right? So automatically I'm enrolling people into my goal, right, is to spend as much time as with my mom as possible, and also to spend as much time with my family as possible, because I put my career before my family, to the point where I'll just be an open book, guys. My marriage almost fell apart, because we couldn't handle the pressure cooker. It was a lot. So guess what? We're like, this trip that we're going on is a promise that we made, and we were going to break that promise, but we said, no, we cannot do that. Is that every year we take a 2-week vacation to Europe, every year, whether things are good, whether the business is good, whether business is bad, whether we want to or not, whether we have fear, because part of my life success is making sure that business is not only thriving, but the personal lives are thriving. Right? Because I've mastered the idea of being an addicted personality to work and neglected other areas of my life. Right? So when you're business planning with me, the conversation goes like, Veronica, what is it that you want your perfect life to look like? And it's a healthier balance between work and my personal life, while still being able to have the life that I want, and to get my mom back to Puerto Rico, get her the best medical care, get her to Puerto Rico, that I can afford, that she could go to Puerto Rico and I can pay for a full-time nurse to be with her so she doesn't have to go into a nursing home. So guess what? My work is going to look like a freaking savage in 2025, because my goals are so clear, is that I'm going to get my mom healthy, I'm going to spend time with my family, and I'm going to afford to be able to have a nurse to be with her around the clock, that when she moves back to her home, I don't ever have to worry, because I know she has the best care. Is that a goal that people could get tied around, get behind, and say, why do I work so hard? And why am I willing to recruit 150 agents by Q2 so that I can live the life by design that I want, but still pour into those people and make sure that I am attached to something that has a meaning? That is what I want you guys to think about when you start your business planning strategy. What are you really tying this to? What are you really tying it to? That you become so freaking obsessed with it that nothing can get in the way. Not even the fears of you looking like an idiot doing something you've never done before. Not even your own fears of saying you're not good enough. Someone did it before you. You look like you're copying this person. Oh my God, what are they going to think? Who cares? Because I'd rather look my mom in the face and my family in the face and know we did this, and I look like a fool doing it along the way because people doubted me, but you guys were my inspiration. You made me want to be better. And to me, that is the foundation of any, I think, to the start of your business planning. And I am so sorry that Sean wasn't here today, because I know he's going to give you guys tactical strategies, and we're going to bring you lots of people. We're going to give you tactical strategy, but I'm going to challenge you to go to the board. And if you do not have a team leader, and you don't have a partner, or you don't have someone that you can go to the board with, I am willing to hold a go to the board session with you, but also go to the board with your family. Have a family meeting, because your family is part of your business. Have a family meeting with them saying, were my goals met in 2024? Were our goals as a family met in 2024? Okay, then we're going to do this together in 2025. And I need you guys to hold me accountable, because this isn't just about my business goals. This is about our life goals. So you guys now know what mine is. So as you see me doing more things, right, I got to get my mom that full-time nurse. And she told me she's going to Puerto Rico, whether I like it or not. So now I got to work my tail off and become a better leader, become a leader that's efficient with my time, so that I can live the life by design and still run a business that doesn't drain me and keep me away from being present in my family's life. Can we get behind that as we start doing our own business planning strategies? What do we need to tie this to? And it cannot be something surface level. It cannot be something surface level. And that's why I'm going to challenge you guys to dig deeper and to think about something that really, really moves you to where nobody can get in the way. And it may be you becoming the first one that buys an investment property in your family. It may be you saying, you know what, I'm going to set my family up for retirement. I need to get 5 houses. The market's about to get crazy. I'm going to have some cash stash, and I'm going to pick up so many deals, because I know that this is the differentiator of where wealth is built during times like this, where most people are scared. I'm going to run in, right? It's got to be something that has like, I don't know. It's got to have heart. It's got to have like grit. It's got to have something that moves you. And it can't be, I want to sell 10 more homes. It's what that will do for you. That's what it's going to do for me. And then I also know what it's going to do for the leaders that are in my world, right? I want to create a bigger world for them. So in order for me to create a bigger world for them, I got to keep on dreaming. So this allows us to do so. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let Vince kind of chime in real quick as we have last 5 minutes. And anybody else who wants to pop in, how do you prepare? Thank you for listening to me. I love
Veronica, I think this was perfect. Exactly what a lot of people needed to hear, exactly what I needed to hear as well. So Sean not being here, it's okay. I'm sure we'll catch one of his sessions. We'll have him back here at the Gap Mastermind. So just keep coming back. Keep coming back. All right. And I think what we shared on the settlement, 45 days later, helpful for everybody. Just we're all in this together. We're here to push the industry forward. We're here to push the business forward. We're here to push each other forward, and we need each other to get that done. We can't be confrontational, right? In terms of business planning, this was our first session, right? A lot of people do this later on in the year. I think it's smart for us to get together and start thinking about this and talking about this now. So I applaud you all, and let's just keep coming back and gathering together Monday at noon every single week.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, I pray that first of all, everyone is safe. For those who are Florida and anyone else that, got impacted with the storm, our hearts go out to you. And we know that our Florida friends are also getting ready for probably a really, really scary storm. So let's stay close. Don't forget that we have EXP um
Con.
extend a hand. We have
Oh,
extend a
yeah.
hand, which is this is designed to help our very own EXP families. So if someone is going through something and they are not familiar with it, let's share the link with them and make sure that they know that we are here as a community to help them during times of need. We do not know the extent of this, what the hurricane is going to look like, but we know that a lot of families are already suffering from the first hurricane that hit. So let's make sure we share information as we hear it. And I pray that all of you guys are safe. We love you guys all. And let's say that this is the first business planning session that we did that we kicked off with laying the foundation of who and why you're doing this and who you're going to become on the other side of 2025, because you committed to doing something so powerful for the people that you love. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys all. Have an amazing week. God bless you all.
Take care.
Bye-bye.